a YouTube video. I'm sorry it's been an awful long time for the last 2 months since I've done a live stream, but a lot of things have been happening lately. I think I might have updated you with a couple things that have been happening both good and some not so good. Hopefully last time I let you guys know that because you see me so up close to the camera, you know that I have something called strabismus in both eyes, and now I'm just waiting to get into USC Keck to see what's going to happen if I can get strabismus surgery to correct both eyes, so that not only will I be able to see better, but then my eyes will look aesthetically much better as well, which I can't wait for. Has anybody else gone through this experience? Tell me if you would like to share. Anyway, there's some good news, which is Disneyland is now going to be coming up with a plan to retheme the Hungry Bear restaurant into Hungry Bear Country Bear Barbecue. And I think I got the name most of the way right. But the nice thing about this is now with this Country Bear retheme, now we're getting the Country Bears somewhat back into Disneyland. A restaurant for them, that's amazing. That's going to be really, really cool. Because since Country Bear Jamboree disappeared in 2001, when I was 7, that was a big loss because we were there just 4 days before the closure. So that was a real shock, and my grandma was with us, and she was really sad too. And it's been hard to believe that Country Bear Jamboree has been gone for that long. I kind of sat there going, like, wow, you really need to bring back the Country Bears into a couple aspects. Many people were not happy with the Winnie the Pooh retheme. As much as I love Winnie the Pooh, and don't get me wrong, I love the franchise, but Country Bears were really cool. Hi, whoever just came on, thank you for joining us. So who else here can agree or post a comment or anything? Are you excited about the Country Bear retheme or for Hungry Bear? I can't wait for that. Does anybody have any questions so far? Sorry, I was communicating with my mother from that one. Anyway, so the other thing that's still going on is Haunted Mansion is still under big time refurbishment. They're trying to say they're going to get Haunted Mansion Holiday open by August 23rd, but I seriously doubt that they're going to get that open by August 23rd. It's still all torn up, and oh my gosh, who else thinks they're not going to have it open by August 23rd? That's me. I don't, and my mom highly agrees with me, like, no way. Anybody else also, like, oh my gosh, I'm so over the construction walls and everything. It's crazy. There are so many construction walls all over the park. Like, I'll walk around the park and go, oh my gosh, like, it's a dead end in a lot of places. So to now get into Galaxy's Edge, which is not my favorite area, so I really don't go in there much. Maybe for other people who want to see it and have me guide them over there. It's not an easy way to get over there anymore because the pathway leading into Galaxy's Edge from New Orleans Square and all that area is blocked in Critter Country. So you cannot go that way. So don't try, because you'll hit those areas that you won't be able to. The other thing is you have to go all the way around, I think they said around Fantasyland and Frontierland to get into Galaxy's Edge. And it's a big pinch point. I wouldn't really go over there if I were a lot of people for a while until they kind of get everything reopened as much as possible. That's just my opinion. So if anybody else shares another opinion, that's okay too. Anybody have any other questions or ideas what to cover? Another thing that I am excited about is I will be taking a really special friend of mine from our church, and that's known our family for many years, my friend Diane, to Disneyland in November for the start of the Christmas season at Disneyland. I can't wait to take her because Diane and I have a great relationship and we really love hanging out together. So I can't wait to see her eyes light up as she gets over there and has a great time. We will be staying where I did last time with my special needs group, which was at the Camelot Inn. Here's my review of the Camelot. So this is my review. The Camelot was the perfect hotel across from Disneyland. Yes, it's across, and you have to go a little bit to the left next to McDonald's, but it's fantastic because not only is it fully ADA compliant and accessible with the elevator, the rooms are huge. Oh my gosh, I actually had to take a double take at how big our room was. The square footage of our room was 400 square feet. Most of the rooms I've stayed in are anywhere from 240 to 350 square feet. I rarely see the 350 square feet level. So, has anybody else stayed at the Camelot? I really enjoy it. It's really, really nice. The elevator at first, I was worried when the elevator first opened because I don't like dark elevators. Thumbs up if you agree with me. I was pleasantly surprised how well lit that elevator was. I hate it when you go in somewhere and you're either in the dark or you're like, it's a tiny elevator and you feel like you're smushed in like a thing of sardines. But we didn't have any problem. I had 5 people in my room, and it was perfect. 5 people, including myself. And it was really, really comfortable. No issue at all. Another thing people do need to know is you are advised to get up early and go get your McDonald's breakfast before you go to the park, because it does get crowded at that McDonald's. Yes, you may have to sacrifice a little bit of your morning to get up early and take your shower and go. We got up around 6:15 because we wanted to leisurely kind of walk and get our breakfast, and it's a good thing we did. We got there around 6:40 in the morning and it was crowded. Just to get to the kiosk for the McDonald's ordering, I had to wait 10 minutes of that, and then wait for our food, and then get out of there and start walking to the park while eating. That was an interesting one. Walking to the park with your food in your hand. A lot of people do it, but it was my first time really walking with an Egg McMuffin in my hand to the park. That was funny. You know, now that I think about it, I don't regret that choice. Because we got to the park. We got there a little earlier than what we thought, but the line to get into the park in the turnstile already was packed. We didn't get in till 7:56 because of the crowds. By that point, people were jamming to get in. And it wasn't a very comfortable wait for the last few minutes because kids were anxious or crying or just couldn't wait anymore. The kids are what you need to think about. If you ever do have kids, get there in plenty of time so your kids are not going to be all like fussy, because that's not a good experience. And no matter what, the gates are not going to open till 8 o'clock for the guests that are not staying on property at the Disneyland Hotel or any of the other on property hotels. You will have to wait till 8 o'clock. Yes, they'll let you in the main part of the gate where the rope is, but you cannot go past that rope. And so just know that for future reference. We didn't quite make it in for rope drop. We wanted to do the rope drop ceremony they did, but we didn't quite make it due to the crowds. So with my friend Diane and I, we are going to take advantage of using the Mickey and Friends parking structure, which is a huge structure at Disneyland. And it's, I remember right, I think it's 6 or 7 floors. And the last time I went with another family from our church, we were on the Donald Duck level 5. Usually they'll put you on Goofy, but this time we got on Donald. I actually recommend trying to get to Goofy because Goofy has a lot of like ability to kind of beat the crowds as much as possible. For some reason the other levels get packed first. The one we really didn't want to have to go up to the top was because that would be a long way down, and by that point you are scrambling to get to the tram and through security to go into the park. So how it works when you're going to the tram, you have to go through security first. Instead of going to that typical spot through security by Disneyland, this one is before you board your tram, which is free, of course. I want to point that out, that the tram is free. You must have a park reservation and a ticket or magic key pass to get into the tram and everything else. Admission counts this time. So the other thing I need to say is, when getting on the tram, I have seen some people accidentally either shove people in front of them, knock somebody behind them with their bags or something. It's not worth trying to shove to see who's the first one to get inside the tram. Please don't do that. It's really, really not worth it. You'll get in that tram if you even have to wait for the next one. When I went with our group, we didn't have to wait for the next tram. We got on for the 5th row when we got into the tram. So, you're not hurting anything. There's plenty of room for everybody. There's so many parts of that tram that it's amazing how big it is. So, last really big thing I want to cover is the other thing that people really need to know is to help get through security better. And I've seen this, and I've had to warn people going to the parks. Please always have your backpacks open. Any bags that you put into your backpack or anything else. Even, little bags. Like, if you put your magic band in there and you don't want to put it on until you go to the park, they're still going to search your bag. All of them. Have everything ready so you know what to expect. I always have to make sure, too, that I don't have my phone out in plain view or anything so people could get, ready to like grab it or something. That's the last thing you want. Be careful when you have your phone or any electronics showing, because people are sneaky. Security will usually reprimand somebody if they find out somebody's being a grabber at somebody else's belongings. But I saw a lady on July 4th, somebody tried to grab her keys. That was a big shock for me to see somebody trying to grab her keys. The whole crowd was yelling at this man trying to do that, and it kind of turned into mini chaos for a couple of minutes. But the security guard got the guy quickly, and he was told he had to leave. Probably facing a lifetime ban, who knows? You don't try to do anything like that. So I think I covered the basics for now, but so you understand what to expect. Oh, the last thing I wanted to say before I forget is Christmas time at Disneyland officially kicks off on November 16th. Actually, sorry, no, November 15th at Disneyland. Unless they announce another date, but I don't think so. It's apparently pretty concrete. So, what that means is Small World Holiday will be backed up. I cannot guarantee that Haunted Mansion Holiday is going to be open by that point. I want it to be because I want Diane to experience something she never has. But we'll see. And then I doubt by that point that the Hungry Bear or Hungry Bear Country Bear thing will be open. They just started July 8th. So it will be a big, scramble to get everything done for the holidays. So that's all I have for you today, Disneylanders with special needs. Have a good day. Bye. That was a 20-minute